Hello, hello, hello. I am Christina, and this is my book haul for August. First up, I have a haul from YA Book Central. I'm an editor over there, and that means that they send me things for review, and I review them. The first thing I got from YABC is One Death, Nine Stories, edited by Mark Aronson and Charles R. Smith. I have actually already read this one, and I was surprised. I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about it. I'm not too familiar with most of the authors on here, with the exception of A.S. King and Ellen Hopkins, but I actually really liked it. It took a bit to grow on me, but what's really cool is that it's short stories, and I thought they would be distantly related, but they actually really weave together. And I thought that collaboration was amazing. Also, you get to see what Ellen Hopkins is like when she writes in prose. Didn't know she ever did that. So if you like, it's dark and it's got a lot of diversity. So if that is something that you were looking for, you might want to check out One Death, Nine Stories. The second book I got from YABC is one that you're all going to be familiar with, I'm sure. Sinner by Maggie Stiefvater. And yes, it's an art copy. I know it's already been out for a while. This one I've already reviewed as well, and even though I wasn't a fan of the Wolves of Mercy Falls series, I actually really liked Sinner. I'd say the paranormal elements are way decreased, and you can read them as a metaphor now, where before it was distinctly paranormal. And basically Cole and Isabel are great, and Isabel is my spirit animal with how much she hates people. This one I'm actually reading right now. It is Wild Things, Acts of Mischief in Children's Literature. There will be a review for this one coming up yesterday through the magic of when I film these hauls. And I am really enjoying it at this point. I really can't see that changing, so you can check out my likely positive review right now. All right, this is another YABC book, but I have not read this one yet. It is Divided by Elsie Chapman, the sequel to Dueled. I actually didn't request this one, but it came to me because I guess I was the only one who had read and reviewed Dueled. I did like it, but because of reasons, I wasn't actually going to read the sequel. But now I'm going to at least give it a try. I make no promise. Then there is Traitor's Blade by Sebastian de Castell. Sebastian de Castell? I don't know how to pronounce that. But I have seen only amazing reviews for this fantasy novel, which is why I requested it. I'm pretty sure Jessie loved this one, although I may just be assuming because Jessie tends to read all of the fantasy novels. The final title I got from YABC, I have unfortunately already DNF'd. That is Thornjack by Catherine Harbour. I was bored and the characters didn't grab me, so this one had to go. Just kidding. The actual final book I got from YABC is an ARC. It is Stray by Alyssa Sussman, which I'm really looking forward to. They're marketing it as The Handmaid's Tale and Wicked, which, does that sound awesome? Oh my, yes it does. Of course, Harbour has tricked me before with these marketing campaigns, but I am still going to hope and pray that this is amazing. Next up, I got some awesome books from Orbit. First up, from Orbit, I got the last two books in the Eli Mann Press series. I can't remember which order they go in. I think The Spirit's End is number 4 and The Spirit War is number 5. I love Rachel Aaron, and I am planning to binge the Eli Mann Press series at some point, hopefully this year, if not early next year. I set very low goals, so I feel like I am accomplishing them. Orbit also sent me an arc of The Falcon Throne by Karen Miller, and you can tell that they are trying to confuse bloggers who are making vlogs by not putting any information on the cover. Very tricksy, Orbit. Very tricksy. I'm excited about this one because I really enjoyed Karen Miller's Spirit Walker trilogy. However, in the September Arc Deluge, I am a little concerned about the fact that this is 500 something pages. However, I'm going to try it because, hey, Karen Miller, hey! I got 2 graphic novels from Macmillan's graphic novel imprint, First Second. The first one I have already read. It's kind of fun doing these videos after I've actually read some of them and can talk about them. The one I've already read is The Shadow Hero by Jean Luen Young and Sunny Liu. Sunny Liu is the illustrator, I should clarify. I don't like when they don't specify what the person did just because it's confusing. Anyway, I I thought this was fantastic and up to Jean Lewin Young's usual quality. Some of the art is a little strange at first, but if you look, it's really awesome that at the back, see, this is a prequel to an old comic from the 40s, and in the back they include the first issue of that comic, and you can compare and see what decisions they made on changing up the artwork, and that's really cool. So this was awesome, both just from a reading perspective and from a historical perspective, which is double win. The other graphic novel that I got from First Second is also historical. It is called How the World Was a California Childhood. I believe it is set during the Great Depression. This one is coming up next. I got 2 surprise books from Tor this week. The first one was a middle grade, The League of Seven by Alan Gratz. And it's illustrated by Brett Hellquist, which is a name that I know from somewhere. Anyways, I'm excited. I love illustrations because I'm totally mature and grown up and stuff. And obviously I love graphic novels, so what do you expect? You can expect a first page test on this book. And there are even some characters talking. So I'm actually really excited about doing that as well. The other book Tor sent me was EXO by Stephen Gould. This is the 4th book in the Jumper series. Now, you know, I usually don't read series out of order, but I read book 3 out of order. Apparently it companions after book 2. So it starts being about the daughter of the guy from the first Jumper book. So I'm going to read this because she was a pretty awesome heroine. And I am looking forward to this, even though I hadn't requested it. The next one is from Macmillan, and it is A Little Something Different by Sandy Hall. The funny thing about this is that I had requested an arc from Macmillan, and then because I thought it was coming, I didn't pick it up when it was available at the Macmillan Blogger Party at BEA, and then I ended up with no copy of it, which was awkward. I was afraid I was going to end up with 2, and I ended up with 0. And then I got another chance to get a copy of it, so I grabbed it because apparently it is the kind of sweet, fluffy, bantery thing that I adore, and I will hopefully get to read this fairly soon. There are 2 books in my haul today that I am just incredibly over the moon excited about, and this is the first one. Endsinger by Jay Kristoff. Hell yeah! I was so excited when I got the email offering me this. I mean, yes, I will be on the blog tour. Yes, I will do anything that I have to do in order to have this in my hands as soon as possible and hug it. I cannot wait to read this, even though I feel a little masochistic saying that because I know that it's just going to slaughter my emotions. And I'm probably going to have to swear at Jay on Twitter for the pain that he causes me. And my feels, they will hurt. They will hurt a lot. Look who stopped by for a visit. Percy. Percy. Hi, baby. Percy came by. He wanted to say hello, but I think he is done saying hello. But first you should admire his delightful belly. So cute. So cute. He's so cute. I got 2 shipments from Harper Teen. The first shipment had Exquisite Captive by Heather Demetrios, which I was incredibly looking forward to. I was convinced it was going to be completely amazing because I loved her debut, and I didn't see how after Something Real she could write something that wasn't good. And also it's genies and it's diversity and it's set in another place and everything about it sounded amazing. But I have been hearing allegations of insta-love, and it's also almost 500 pages, and now I'm really scared. I'm still hoping that maybe I will end up loving this, but I am scared now. The other shipment had 3 books. First one was The Perfectionists by Sarah Shepard, which, to be honest, I'm not going to be reading because I just don't think Sarah Shepard's books are going to be any kind of for me. There was also Even in Paradise by Chelsea Philpott. I'm still not convinced it's a Christina book, but in this case, I am willing to try it. I don't know. For some reason, this cover kind of calls to me, even though it's not really a Christina cover, if that makes any sense. The final one was Kiss Kill Vanish by Jessica Martinez, which I am hesitantly looking forward to. The thing is that it hasn't been getting very good advance reviews, which is not usually a good sign. But I've also read a Jessica Martinez book and I really liked it. So I'm hoping that I will really like this. I know she tends to write about unlikable heroines, and that can cause problems with a lot of people. So I'm just hoping this will work for me in a way that it didn't for some of the people who've already read it. Two books came for me from Bloomsbury. The first one was because I just happened to see a tweet asking if anybody wanted a copy of One Past Midnight by Jessica Shervington. I've heard really good things about her, and I don't see myself getting to her multi-book fairy trilogy anytime soon. So I'm curious about trying this one. And it's a psychological thriller, which I don't usually do the mystery thriller thing, but psychological thrillers are a Christina thing. This is the second of the books that I flailed over epically when they arrived. I had no idea this was coming and kind of had a bit of a, what's the awesome version of a breakdown? I swooned. I swooned when this arrived. And then I swooned some more for a reason I am about to relate. So it's The Start of Me and You by Emery Lord. As you might know, I loved Emery Lord's debut novel, despite some of the issues of Lady on Lady Judgment. But I just love the characters in the ship so much that I was willing to overlook that. And hopefully there won't be any of that in this one to sort of put some of that to rest. And so I opened it up because I was curious why I had gotten it so early. And it said that it was for people who were in the blurbs. And so then I looked at it and there's this list of blurbs. And I looked and I didn't find my name. And I was like, womp, womp. And then I looked at the back. And I am on the back of this arc. I mean, I know I won't be on the finished copy, but dude, I'm on a fucking arc. That is so cool. I cannot even. I feel like a celebrity. Once again, I have won a book on Library Thing, which reminds me why I keep putting my reviews on Library Thing, even though nobody uses it. The Paying Guest by Sarah Waters. Now, I have to be frank, or Frankie, as the case may be, and say that I am probably not going to be getting to this anytime near release date. However, my best friend absolutely loves Sarah Waters, so when there was a chance to enter for this arc, I couldn't not enter because I love her and she will be so excited to get to read this. Eric Smith, who works at Quirk, he's on Twitter as at Eric McSmithRocks. He was doing giveaways of arcs that he had, and I asked for a copy of Hexed by Michelle Chris, and he sent that along. Initially, I wasn't that curious about Hexed, to be honest, because I don't like the cover. Whatever, I am very, very appearance focused sometimes, and it's a problem, but also I'm never going to stop judging books by their covers, which is obviously why I write Cover Snark. However, Ashley Page said that this book is incredibly bantery and that she totally thought it was a Christina book. So I am curious again and I want to read it. My dear Meg of Cuddlebuggery sent me 2 presents this month because she is the most giving. Meg sent me this one as a surprise. Well, technically she had told me she was going to send it to me, but I forgot, so it was a surprise. Counting it, Goldfish Memory for the win. Perfectly Good White Boy by Carrie Mesrobian. Again, with the not putting the title on the art cover. What the hell is this? Anyway, I loved Carrie Mesrobian's debut, and I am curious to see what she does now. Then she sent me Percy Jackson and the Olympians, the first book in the series, The Lightning Thief. I was going to get it from the library, but the library had a long hold list, and I was ready to read it right away. So Meg went into her massive collection, found her second copy of it, and mailed it on down. Thank you, Meg. I'd actually read Percy Jackson before. I read the first 2 books, and I wasn't the biggest fan. This was back in like 2008 when I was new to reading YA. Debbie and Jillian convinced me that I had to give the series another chance. So Debbie put it in Sadie Hawkins. I drew it. I read the first book. Look what you've done! Finally, I got my pre-order of Chasing Before, which is by my bestie, Lenore Appelhans. I already have the signed arc and the finished copy. of book 1, and obviously I needed a signed ARC and finished copy of book 2, which she will sign someday in the future. Also, feel jealous. I get to see her in a couple of weeks in Germany, and that is why I don't know when my next book haul is going up, because for most of the month I'm going to be in Europe. Peace out, y'all.